Save it for the show.
My one fan always misses me when I'm not here.
Welcome to the RCAD, and fan favorite is back.
That's right. Welcome back, Nick.
Great to have the fan favorite back.
Yeah.
We couldn't do the verses without you. We thought about it. We thought about it.
Well, we thought about doing a different verses. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, just to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the thing is, I actually downloaded the episode, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this on the flight back, and I forgot all about it on the flight back.
You would have liked it because the verses was favorite generals of the Civil War, and we were going to pick 3 Union generals.
Union general. Yeah.
Well, nobody wanted to pick the losers. Right.
They're all J picks.
they're all J picks. Yeah.
Oh man.
Speaking of J picks, what's Jay been up to? What's he doing?
He's busy. He's recording another album with the band of his.
That's
he's
cool.
Got his toy thing going on.
Kids toys, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Yes.
Not adult toys.
Yeah.
Yes. He's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
I don't know how he does it all. I don't know how he does it all. To be honest with you.
I finally sold. I remember it was like 5 months ago where I thought I sold my Death Star that I got at Comic-Con 2011. I sold it, and then the guy never paid, so I had to cancel the order.
What a dick!
Yeah. And then like a month later, same thing happened again.
Oh.
And then while I was gone, somebody bought it again. But like they actually paid this time, so I was like,
was that eBay?
It's eBay. eBay fucking sucks. You know, it kind of pisses you off because they double dip. And I didn't know this until I started selling shit on eBay. Is that that you pay to put your stuff up on eBay.
Yep.
Then you sell it, and then they take 13% or more of what you sell
depending on how much it is.
And then
it's like the franchise.
Yeah, and then their auto calculation. So, like, if it's USPS or UPS or FedEx, it sucks. So, like, the only option is to go to the post office, beforehand and be like, "Hey, what if I ship this to New York? If I ship this to Washington, if I said what's the cost generally going to be?"
Because you got to figure out it's not just weight; it's box size.
It's box size. Yeah. So, like,
as someone who ran an entire business with shipping, good luck guessing.
Jack ran a FedEx office.
No,
that's true.
A mailbox,
etc.
Same shit.
But
So I sold it for $22.50. And then eBay took $370. And then I put my shipping cost down for $110. But because that thing is such an odd shape, it ended up costing me $45 for the boxing and the packaging, and then $208 to ship it to Brooklyn.
Oh, you got screwed.
Yeah. So
$700 later.
Yeah.
Or $600.
Yeah. So yeah.
What did you pay for it though?
$125.
Okay, so it's a good profit margin. It's still,
a little bit. Yeah. I held on to it for 13 years though, in a very clean, dust-free environment. So I mean, the thing is basically the same way I bought it. 13 years ago.
It basically paid for your rent.
Yeah. I mean, I made a pretty nice chunk of change on it, so I was pretty happy.
But still, you don't want to get screwed out, especially the shipping.
Yeah, and I tried to do it on.
Like when they bring out that tape measure, you're like going, "Oh crap!"
Yeah. I tried to do it on Facebook Marketplace, but Marketplace is not eBay. Like they kind of cap you at like $500.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's only meant for certain things. It's really meant for just your local area, not for like a whole country. So I was like, oh, I had to go back to eBay, but I sold that, so I might take it down all the rest of my shit because I was like, all right, I made pretty good chunk of change. So
good for you.
Yeah, I can remember when people would come in and they'd have a light box, but it was a heavy box.
Yeah.
And I like 5 or 6 pounds. I go, well, I got to charge you 30 pounds. Why? I go, because UPS charges by size after a certain size. I go, you have to pay. It's 30 pounds plus. But it only weighs 6. I go, I know, but you have to keep explaining it. I go, and not my rules. I go, it's just you're taking up so much space on the truck, so much space on
space.
Packing up paper, like 300 sheets of 25 by 38 paper, and then the size on that. So once you get to 70 pounds, I mean, like over that, there's a cost, and then over 45 inches, there's a cost, and then if you want to roll something, and then and I'd have customers that would bitch because you'd roll something up and you're like, okay, it's either this or it's a kite and you're going to pay, $100 for me to ship something flat.
That's what blows my mind when you buy some piece of shit from China. It's like, oh, it cost me $30, to buy the thing, and then they send it over here for nothing. You're like, well, how the hell do they afford that?
Right.
China.
Or the cost of manufacturing like a widget like that when that they're making 300% profit on the cost. So
I used to have a lady that was had her son was in prison, but she said he was in witness protection in prison, and so I would go.
Oh,
was he masturbating?
That's what it kind of looked like for a second, didn't it?
Yeah. That's what happens. You don't join us live. You miss out. Anyway, so she would go this whole thing. I was like going, I mean, that's just how she, she didn't want me to know.
He booted me out.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
How many Chris's do we need? Jesus Christ. So the first time I sent her a package, she could only send up to 25 pounds. But she had all this shit. So I took like fruit snacks. I took them out of the boxes because everything weighs. And I took everything out of the box. And I crammed this thing. I go, there, 25 pounds. And it should have been like, without the boxes. Well, they rejected it because it had to be in the box. And you can't send. I didn't know this. And she didn't tell me it can't be in, So I said, oh, that's my mistake. I'll just bring the stuff back. But she kept coming in. She would just
should have
son.
She should have had her son call Saul.
Yeah, better call Saul.
That better go.
Yeah,
I finished it.
I'm on the last season. So
season 6.
Yeah. So I'm trudging along. What episode am I on? Hang on, please. I was watching at work today, and I think it was the episode in which what the hell was it? I think
talk.
Yeah, I'll talk about my package if you want me to, John.
State of the Union or package talk.
Episode 5, and I think it's the one where Howard challenges him to like a boxing match.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I was like,
it
Matt,
reminded me of BSG for a moment.
Yeah,
it did. Yes, they hug each other out. I missed you.
Yeah, I was like, Matt. I
don't know. I don't know why I
want to finish it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. The whole there's a character death that took place that was actually pretty interesting how it actually unfolded. Yes. Like you didn't know if it was going to unfold in the way that they were planning it,
right?
And then it didn't, but it did in a much grander, better way. And you're like, oh, that was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that character got screwed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I actually like, even though he's a bad guy. Yeah, I liked his character. He got completely fucking screwed.
Yeah, totally.
But I think it also that weighs on Mike.
Well, I think Mike has
100%.
Well, you have the end of season 4.
That guy.
Season 4, and then as it goes on, you see Mike is just not. He's not a bad guy.
No, exactly.
He's a company man. Like, there's no doubt. Like through and through, he's a company man.
He's like in the. It's like the people in the mafia. They don't consider themselves bad. They're soldiers,
right?
Like military.
Yeah,
I'm just killing I'm killing people that are trying to kill me.
Right.
Overall, the show is fantastic, and I'm so glad that Nick, you have beat it into my brain of I need to watch it. Right. So it's like. I wish I watched it sooner. I mean, I guess and for anyone listening out there, if you haven't watched Better Call Saul, if you have seen Breaking Bad, you're gonna love it. It's a really good show.
And like last week, I said Nick was right 3 times. And one of the things I was right on, I said, watching Better Call Saul first before Breaking Bad is better because there's so many characters. That you think might die, and they don't, and you're like, they don't, because if you're watching Better Call, you don't know. If you don't know. Bad,
right?
Yeah, no, the tension, remains there, and
I mean, it was bad enough, but it was like,
So if anybody hasn't watched either, do the Nick cut, which would be to watch all the way Better Call Saul all the way up until episode 9. The end of episode 9, you switch over and you could watch Breaking.
Yeah.
You could watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Episode 9 of of season
Better Call Saul
of the last season.
of the last season. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You watch it all the way up to the certain point, and then you stop, and then watch.
Okay. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down because there's been some flashbacks that allude to the fact that this is like post Breaking Bad.
They start calling it the credits. It says Breaking Bad, doesn't it?
There's an episode called Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
just like in Breaking Bad, there's an episode called Better Call Saul, which is when we get introduced to Saul. I've continued on. After watching it, I was just like, well, might as well watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And in looking at it in a new light too, you get to see certain rhythms because the last episode of Better Call Saul, the opening almost looks like the opening to Breaking Bad. So there's a little bit of mirroring that's happening there, like just some of the scenes, not everything.
Is that the one where he's pouring like the crystal ruler thing? I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah, I think the only because I think we discussed this when you guys first started watching Better Call Saul. The only thing that threw me off with starting Better Call Saul first was I didn't realize the black and white scenes in the first season were post Breaking Bad.
Fast forward.
Yeah, fast forward. And I was like, and then it finally hit me like, oh, okay. And then then I got it. But
I watched Better Call Saul right away.
Okay.
For some reason, I just stopped on season 2.
I think I kind of lost it. I don't think I made it into season 2. I think I stopped somewhere in season 1.
Again, it was the long. I fell behind, and then it was just like, fuck,
right. I did enjoy binging it.
I have
I gotta say,
such a crush on Kim Wexler.
Oh my god! Yes.
Is Rhea Seehorn? I think is her name. Whoa, hey, I got a little close there. Rhea Seehorn, I think is the actress's name. I like her.
Brilliant. And
again, it's one of the characters says in season. Is it season 6 or season 5? Into season 5, you worked your way up. You're out of your league.
Yeah, you married up or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good old Lalo.
She's with you.
And she that whole scene is just so done so well.
That whole scene is so it reminded me of Inglourious Bastards. Like the when he's having everyone's downstairs and he's upstairs having like tea, right? That's what that reminded me of. It was just like that character is so sinister. And refresh my memory, is he in Breaking Bad?
No.
Okay, cool. So, say no more. I don't want to spoil myself any more than I may potentially already have.
He's mentioned.
Well, you know what? Technically,
like a flashback or something.
Technically, you don't see him, but he's in Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Did you guys get it?
Yeah.
He's with another character.
I got you.
Okay. So there's an aspect to that whole thing where I was like, there's one open of Breaking Bad that threw me for a fucking loop, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? When there's that couple who are riding their bikes through the neighborhood and they're saying hello to everybody, and they go into their kitchen, and it looks like it's like a SWAT team inside their kitchen, right? So you see that cold open, right? Yep. And then a few episodes later, I think it's actually the episode I'm watching right now, because you see they're watching the front of the house. Right. And then all of a sudden Fring goes into that house, does this whole thing, and goes in a tunnel under the street to that other house. Yeah. And you're like, oh, so that's not actually the cops. That's right. Those are did Fring buy that house across the street to surveil his own?
Yep.
Which is what the fuck?
Fucking
also. Yeah. How cool is that to have a tunnel built between you and your neighbor's house?
Right.
I think that is cool. Well, you have the money, you can do it.
Yeah, you got tons of money.
Now, Fring, I don't know what episode it is, but there's a hint he's gay.
Gay.
Yeah, I was assumed he was.
I thought he was.
I assumed he was, but they kind of lay it out there in an episode.
I think.
One question I did want to ask you guys. I think it's season 5 is the one where it's a lot of him being a mule, for the money in the desert and all that.
Oh yeah.
Now that season to me was the hardest one for me to get through. because it seamed like it was
spinning tires.
Yeah, spinning tires. Yeah, that's all it was. I mean, still a great season. A lot of really cool stuff happens, with Mike and him and everything's going on. But it was just one of those things like, all right, we've seen enough of him in the desert. Let's get going.
But I think it sums. I think it's important though.
It was later. I think it was in their flashbacks to it later, like where you see him and Mike and like what all they do to survive. Whereas like that makes sense, but like at the time you're like, what's going on?
Well,
move on.
Plus later on in season 6, Chris isn't there yet. It comes right.
He's like, don't spoil me, dude.
Well, no, it's not a desert scene, but it's just like there's the subject comes back up again. I think, if I remember correctly.
So, one thing
I think we're doing a good job of not spoiling it. But
no doubt,
agreed.
Yeah.
And
let's keep it that way.
If anyone's interested in watching another show, hopefully we're not boring you by talking about this, but we love geeking out over this.
Yeah.
And I had been texting with Jack just privately, like on certain things. And one thing, jumping right into Breaking Bad, I was wondering if Nick, if you noticed this too, the production level and like, it's hard to say like which one is better because it's almost like two books that complement each other.
They do.
And I hate to put one over the other, but when you go from Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad, there is a definite like
very definite.
It almost feels sophomoric when you jump into Breaking Bad. You're like, whoa, this is
that first season, especially. I think because the budget's not there, and then of course just the time differences in technology from that to that.
They had some shaky cam. There was just some things that were still kind of bleeding through. They were trying to figure out their voice,
but also they knew what didn't work in Breaking Bad, and they could correct
I think they honed their skill.
Said,
That's
okay. We don't have to.
It's like
cold openings were just in Better Call Saul, where even though Breaking Bad had great cold openings, Better Call Saul, I look forward to those. In fact, sometimes I would go, okay, I got to go to bed, but I'm going to watch the cold opening for the next episode.
It's almost like what happens in Breaking Bad in season 2, where they took this artful direction with these puzzle pieces in season 2 with the black and whites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's almost like they took that and they improved.
No, I think he's probably
he was like, I don't want to get spoiled anymore. No, but I mean, you know what I mean though. It's like I think they took that element of that artful direction and they kind of honed it more so into the show, especially as we and since Chris isn't here, as we get towards the end there, the way that those two worlds collide, I think it's like it's done, I think, in a way that, and
I'm glad you didn't spoil me on the actress that is
makes the
famous
cameo.
actress, but she comes on and you go, and I won't say it. But,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
But I mean, it's a surprise. You're like, okay.
Wow, okay, that came out of the blue.
Yeah. I thought they were they did a great job. So
I think they're both. I would put them both equally great shows. I can't say it's one of those Sophie's choices of like which one is better than the other. They're both very, very good, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and the longer this goes on, and you should realize that they never won one fucking Emmy.
Right, that's wild.
It's just
fucking wild.
Because the acting on this show is amazing.
It's really good.
And I wholeheartedly agree with Chris. Like Kim Wexler, all the way.
Oh yeah,
like,
God,
she is the Jessie to the Walter White of this show. Like she is just she comes and gives 100%. Like I just fall in love with
and how the character changes towards the end.
Yeah,
and again, I think it's because you see her flashbacks. You go, okay, that's who
so
she was.
I've seen one flashback. Am I gonna get another flashback about her? Because the one that I saw, she was like after left at school, and her drunk mom came to pick her up, and she's like, "Fuck off, I'm gonna walk home." Is there more to her backstory, or is that it?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah,
cool. You'll get another flashback
because you guys mentioned that. You mentioned that last week, talking about wait till you see her backstory. So I was like, well, that was Okay, but that didn't really do anything. So I was.
Well, you see why she is, but you see why she is the way she. But
got it.
Another
Okay.
backstory.
Enough
Okay,
said.
that hits. It's like bam. Okay,
because that's what it was. You mentioned you're going to see a backstory, and you're going to be like, oh, it all makes sense with how she's acting.
They're almost kind of like notes. So you got one note,
because that one was like, okay, that wasn't really anything, but
yeah,
cool.
No. Well, it was something, but the other one is like, okay,
they're like music. It's almost
good.
like
got it,
echoing
100%.
stuff. So
but anyway, I don't want to spoil you. So I thought I was like, God, this the ending I thought was, and that's the hardest part for any show.
Yes,
the beginning and the ending, and
to be able to stick the ending with a satisfying ending.
I said, okay, that worked for me.
Exactly.
And like all shows try to do with the final, they try to have these moments that echo throughout the whole thing and to tie it together. They did a great job. So
yep.
You know who I love in the show is and I don't know if he's gonna have anything other than like a secondary character in the background, but Ed Begley Jr.'s character.
Oh yeah,
like he's just like this lovable idiot. You know what I mean? Like I actually love. I hope nothing bad happens to him, but whatever. But I just think he's funny. Like
he gets decapitated by a helicopter.
Oh, cool. So like the interesting the bit that he's a part of now is that it's like that whole setup where they're trying to get like what's his name Howard to get set up as a cokehead who's like kicking hookers out of his car or whatever. And he's like we're here to help you.
his son was a drug addict.
Right. There's a soft side to the story, but it's just funny because he's so serious and like wanting to help Howard out, and Howard's like, "You have no fucking idea what's going on."
I've been watching him since St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then his dad was a famous actor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ed Begley Sr.
Yeah, I think it was in
or the first.
Yeah, first, yes.
He was a nepo kid.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, he had that reality show because he's very green. I mean, he's.
Oh yeah, he's like an activist and shit too.
Yeah, he's not one of those people that says we got to do this, and gets in their private jet and flies all over the place.
Right.
He walks. He's.
Yeah, he lives by what.
You can respect him because
he has principles. He has principles. Yes.
I like his character on Young Sheldon as well. So.
Never seen Young Sheldon.
Another show that just came out that you guys should give a shot. I've watched just the first episode. Is Shogun, which is
I've heard nothing but good things about Shogun.
I'm gonna watch.
Sherry in the chat has definitely been watching that. I know. So it's on.
Is anybody in the chat? I only saw John.
Well, I don't know if she's in the chat. She's probably watching the State of the Union.
How's the president doing, by the way? Anybody tuning into that on the side?
Hopefully the teleprompter doesn't stop.
I know.
Hey, when he ad-libbed last presidential State of the Union, he fucking nailed it.
I just don't know how every president who doesn't just get up there for like 2 seconds go, yeah, we're fucked, and then just walk off stage.
Nothing we can do.
Yeah, nothing we can do. We're fucked. We're fucked.
Again, I still go. These are the John. They're talking.
These are the best of the best.
Oh,
yeah.
He's doing good.
I assume with anyone that's above 70 that's doing a State of Union, they just pump you up full of Adderall or uppers or whatever they had Hitler on before he croaked. And
that's what Trump does.
They found out the speed.
Again, I was like,
well, that wasn't shocking. Yeah. Anyway, before we get
driving a forklift, Jackson Gladfelder's here.
I wanted to say before we move on from Breaking Bad, as I go back into it, I'm reminded of certain characters like Skinny Pete.
Mm-hmm. I forgot you texted me. I said, I forgot all about Skinny Pete.
One of the most hilarious lines in probably one of the cringiest episodes of season 2, when the guy gets his head crushed by an ATM machine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's in that episode.
What show is it?
It's Breaking Bad. Season 2.
It's like it's in the house. They steal ATMs and bring it back, but they can't get it open.
With the little kid that's just kind of there and
crushes his head, and they still get.
They're in a crack house, right?
Yeah, crack house.
And there's a line where Skinny Pete says something like, "Man, I can't be worried about spelling and shit. I'm selling mad stacks out here." Some of those lines, it was like, oh, that's so funny. But
and I
the production really ups once you get to season 3.
Before we recorded, I finished season 2 of the Orville.
Oh, finished season 2.
Yeah, it's obviously it's got a BSG theme going on right now. I don't want to spoil people who haven't seen it, but it's excellent. If you haven't seen it, watch the Orville. It's not a comedy. It has some funny parts in it, but it's pretty good. You
saw the time capsule episode then?
Yeah, I loved it. Oh my god, I loved it.
I laughed so hard at that.
Well, it's like going, wow, that makes sense because Gordon falls in love with. If you haven't seen it, Gordon falls in love with this girl,
right?
And they picked the perfect actress because she's like she's like the girl next door, but she's really beautiful. And I didn't even know who this actress was. I looked it up. She was in Gossip Girls for like the whole time.
Oh,
she's got a long list of things. She married some guy from San Diego.
you pick up.
Ding, 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 ding.
He's an actor.
Everybody drink.
He's an actor too. But I was like going, yeah, how could you not fall in love with this girl?
Right.
Because she was really down to earth, really nice and stuff.
I love the love story aspect of that, but I also love the guys get addicted to smoking.
Yeah.
That part I could not stop.
What is this? Oh. Yeah, it's just because she leaves her iPhone. People haven't seen it. She leaves her iPhone in the time capsule. 400 years later, they find it,
and then
they have a simulator, and Gordon puts it in the simulator, saying, "Yeah," and everything that all her thoughts and stuff become in the simulator, and Gordon falls in love with her. And
it's like a holodeck kind of situation, except falling in love with somebody from the past, it was somewhere in time,
Probably one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Season 3, the episodes, because it's on Hulu and it's the episodes seem longer, and I think that sometimes it's like, well, maybe that time frame of 40 to 50 minutes is the ideal, and when you go an hour 10 or something like that, sometimes it's too long.
And it's titled different. It's not season 3. It's something New Horizons.
New Horizons, yeah.
Is that because they went to Hulu?
Hulu, yeah. I think it's just their way of. But they, the show, you can watch all 3 seasons and you'll be satisfied. It's not going to leave you on a.
Well, again, they had the thing. Last 2 episodes where somebody comes, they accidentally bring her back they bring her to the future. 7 years in the future, and then everything gets screwed up because of something she does.
Yeah.
I go, damn,
forgot about that.
This is pretty interesting. I like it.
Yeah, Sherry. I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. Sorry, I just saw Sherry's comment. Sherry brings up a new Apple TV show called Constellation. It's weird as fuck.
Okay.
I want to watch it. Is it good? You cannot multitask
to this show.
Okay. I'm gonna start it, Sherry.
So I've only watched, I think, the first 2, maybe 3 episodes of Constellation, and so it stars Narumi. I never say her name right. She was in the Alien, Prometheus, and she was also the very first Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. She's a Swedish actress, and it's in the International Space Station, and something happens, and it's. I have my suspicions of what's going on, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. But it's got a lot of, I assume, bleeding of states of reality of how instead of choosing right, you chose left, but in another version of you chose right, and so it's got a lot of bleeding of what potential it could be. And so a lot of times when you're watching, you're like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Sherry says she's having no problem. She's having to explain to others. So
okay, well, good. I mean, it's one of those, I agree.
Maybe she can do a better job than Nick.
No, I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. I mean,
Matt Case says he's got to deal with the cock about doing season 4. Is he talking about
Seth MacFarlane? I assume he's talking about the Orville.
That's what I'm thinking. That'd be great. So that'd be good.
And Matt K, I thought you were driving a forklift. Anyway.
And I'm sure Matt's chomping at the bit to talk about Dune.
Oh, Leighton Meester?
Desert Planet.
Is that who? Is that? I think that was her name. Yeah.
She's in one of those like not child dramas. The teen drama like Laguna
Chicks and
Hills or
Gossip
some
Girls.
shit. Gossip Girl, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I said that earlier.
You did.
And you know what? I heard that she got married to some San Diego guy.
Really?
From San Diego,
They got married to someone from San Diego?
It was crazy.
I didn't know that.
They got married on Mark Hamill Street.
No, Mark Hamill was from San Diego?
Mark
no
Hamill.
way.
They just named the street after.
Mark Hamill did the ceremony. What are you talking about?
Wait, does he?
Little Red Corvette too. Also,
he's just doing that now.
It's hot.
No, Little Red Corvette was
I know Prince. I know
Prince.
Yeah.
Speaking,
but at this time, hold on a second. At this time, we're going to do a San Diego commercial break.
Whoa,
dude!
Whale's vagina.
The spice must flow.
Indeed. So, like, I'm not sure. We'll try to keep it spoiler free because it is still a fairly fresh film. But,
yes.
Her mom was doing birth. Is this serious?
He's just going to talk. It's okay.
Wait, Matt
okay.
Trees.
We'll save it.
Mom was doing time when she gave birth to her. Wow.
Oh.
I did not know that.
It's kind of hot.
also, a really crazy, like, Better Call Saul kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, how that kind of
that came out of the blue, Matt Trees. I did not know that.
Speaking of blue, you ever hear of blue meth? Sorry.
Anyway, Nick, finish your story.
Speaking of another drug empire,
you like films about gladiators?
You like films about drugs?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really.
Her parents were smuggling weed from Jamaica.
Oh. Weed's not a drug.
That's not doing time. It's like you're a weekend in jail for that.
Well, back then it was.
No, actually, maybe you're right.
It's like 30 something. So
yeah,
I'm saying,
that could be a TV show.
You ever suck dick for coke? I mean, for weed?
No, Bob Saget.
I know. Anyway.
Force him out.
Now let's talk about the other drug empire created by a messiah-like narcissistic
I assume
figure.
Chris and Jack have not seen it yet, but so when I was in San Antonio, it's almost at San Diego. When I was in San Antonio, right next to my hotel was their IMAX theater, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go see Dune Part 2." And I had already heard going into it that it had started out with great reviews, and the minute as soon as of course I had like 20 minutes
until Nick saw it.
But the minute you sit down, the minute you sit down to the minute it ends, it does not let you go.
Really?
Oh. It is one continual build all the way into the last 20 minutes of that film, and then it finally lets you go.
Huh. Because that's not the same for the first one.
Right. No, it is
like the first
different.
one. I fucking fell asleep in the theater.
You would.
So do I need to watch the first one to watch the second one?
Not really.
Not really. All you need to know about the first one, if you went in never seeing the first one, just say like, hey, the main character is the son of the guy who ruled the planet. His dad died.
Poe Dameron was his dad.
Yeah, Poe Dameron was his dad.
Oh, Dameron.
Russ
Dameron?
Just know that his dad died. He's out learning from these desert people and go.
But yeah,
desert people.
And Thanos is in it. It's weird.
Yeah, Thanos is in it.
Dean Thanos?
Yes,
he is the
Thanos.
Jean-Luc Picard of this film. If you've seen the old Dune, the character was played by
seeing the old
Jean-Luc
Dune, and
Picard.
I can't really remember it because I've kind of blocked
Patrick
it out.
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Anyway,
make a show number one.
It's very rare for me to have a moment where I'm just like,
Did you fuck your popcorn? Let's just get the answer to this question.
Only in AMC theaters.
You didn't fuck your popcorn?
You got to get extra buttery.
No, that's not what the sandworm is for.
You fucked the popcorn.
Have you not seen the?
I just interrupted Matt's story with comedic intervention, but it didn't work.
It's beautiful.
So there's Jack, to answer your question, there's a promotion at AMC theaters for like a commemorative popcorn bucket, but the top of the popcorn bucket was a sandworm that you had to stick your hand in to get your popcorn out of the bucket. But it absolutely looks like something you would fuck.
Yeah,
like a fleshlight.
So it's like the movie Diner, where he bets somebody Mickey Rourke bets somebody that he can have this girl touch his prick.
It's not the penis in the popcorn thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he does.
No, it's penis going in the top of the popcorn.
Yeah.
In the top. Okay, got it.
It looks like the
fleshlight.
Yeah, the fleshlight. Yeah, it looks like a fleshlight, or it looks like the Sarlacc pit, from Return of the Jedi. It's like you're just gonna
okay, got
it.
it.
More spiny. way more spiny. Like
way
you
more things
don't
to touch your
want to be
penis.
putting-
Oh my god! So it's
I
really
don't-
sensitive. Is what you're saying.
if it's going in, it's not coming back out. That's for sure.
Challenge accepted.
So,
It's like one of those screw things where you like a drywall thing where you put in the screw and it's like spreads out. Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
No? Okay. You said it had things sticking on the sides. I'm thinking,
it's got the
Jack.
the
Do yourself a favor and Google,
just Google,
Dune
yeah,
popcorn.
Dune popcorn bucket.
You
right,
guys Google,
carry
you guys
on.
Google that for a second, okay? And let me just say that.
Sorry, Matt.
I took a rare moment in the middle of the week and said, I have 3 hours. I can dedicate.
Because people are reselling Dune popcorn.
It's 2 hours and 46 minutes plus 20 minutes of previews. You got to commit like 3 hours of your time to like seeing a movie these days.
Easily.
Right.
And okay, so be it. Well, when I drove up, there was actually a rainstorm happening. And so at the movie theater, at some point, I could hear the thunder and the rain outside as I'm watching a movie about the desert, essentially.
Oh,
so it was kind of a weird. It was kind of a weird, like, yeah. I just wanted to say that the sandworm writing portion of this movie was so satisfying. It was the best depicted ever. That there's nothing I could complain about that moment. And if you see it in the movie theater, to me, and you saw it in IMAX, it was like I was right there.
Yeah.
And it was a Star Wars moment where you're just kind of like feeling the effects of being in this sandstorm and coming out. It just was the way that they did the visions.
They came out.
And the illusions.
Yeah, the worm came out. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
No, I'm just being smart.
I love that popcorn. Okay.
Extra butter.
Get your sandworms. It was good. I liked it.
It's good. Yeah. Like,
did you like the first one, Matt?
I like the first one. It's just the first half. It's just the first half of the book, which is all set up.
Right.
And so it still has its moments in the first one.
Yeah. And there are characters, and there are things that they changed from the book for part 2.
Yeah, which I think were good.
They were fine. They were fine. I mean, you can't get everything.
Right.
You can't get everything in there. I think it would have been interesting if Paul had to
he was the walrus.
Care for Jameis's family as in the book. Like that would have been a kind of an interesting thing to throw in there.
The books? You read the books?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Children of Dune and Dune Messiah. I think
Dune Messiah.
Chapter House Dune is the one that I'm.
Sorry, Chris.
Anyway, I think from what I've heard, he would take some time, but it would be really great even if these actors aged. They could do a third one.
Yeah, because it skips 11 years. Yeah, it's
right.
One. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've already been greenlit to do a third one if they want to do a third one.
Okay. So they must be making money.
Well, they, because they made part 1 not knowing if they would get a part 2,
right?
And then it was greenlit, and then this one has just been such a massive success that they're like, oh, okay.
Visually, it's just stunning. It's very like there's just a lot of cool visuals. It's definitely a theater movie in that aspect.
Yeah,
like or you want to watch it on a big screen, or maybe your hollow projector there.
Yeah. Did you visit the? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I only had 2 minor complaints about.
Let's hear your nitpicks.
Yeah, and it's I'm saying like I gave it out of 10 a 9.8, which I rarely give. So I mean, it's
9.8.
Oh,
yeah, it's good.
That's almost a 10.
Almost. I mean, to get a 10, it has to basically.
What did you give the movie 10?
2.
The movie 10. Yeah.
The plot was really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
the visuals.
Dudley Moore makes that film. No.
Him running on the beach when it's hot, the sand's hot.
No, like I guess it's one of those things that and Matt, you'll have to correct because I'm always rubbish with names until I watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
But in the first film, the people who own the planet and then reconquer the planet.
Oh yeah,
they're shown in the first film. I'm not talking about from the book point of view. I'm just talking about from a film point of view, and that they're very strategic. They're very military dominant, and in this part 2, they're almost made incompetent in a way. And I get it in the fact that Paul says, like, you guys know the desert. I've been studying these people my whole life. And so that's what kind of helps that scene. I mean, that whole thing. But also with the actor who plays, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
I'm really hoping for like a Lord of the Rings type thing, for like there's an extended cut, because I want the fight scene at the end between him and the other character to be like much more than what it was.
Yeah. And I had read something from the director who was like, there are no extra cuts. Like he believes in, he believes in like what's in the movie is in the movie. I was reading some stuff about that and how he doesn't like to have extra. So whether it appears as a deleted scene or what have you, but I know what you mean. I think that the way that they did the end, all of the falling action, and where they leave it, they push some characters into some directions at the end. And Zendaya, if you're a fan of her, I mean, she's amazing. I thought.
I like all of Zendaya and the mother character. I like all the additions, the extending the characters, like what they're doing. I liked all those additions. I think those are very welcome.
I liked that we got to live in this area of Dune, because it is the most exciting, I think, part of this. I mean, the first part is great. You need that, and it is kind of, hopefully we'll get a trilogy and we'll see Children of Dune and Dune Messiah, or some aspects of that. But there are definitely characters that once they're dead, they're not dead. So you could always have those people back, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
I think there's more wiggle room with the next 2 books, to where if they really wanted to change stuff or to make it kind of, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I like the stuff that happens with Aaliyah, and then if anybody is interested, I'm a big fan of the sci-fi version of Children of Dune, so it's worth checking out with a young James McAvoy. So anyway, we've duned people to sleep, but don't sleep on this movie.
Sorry.
It is fucking amazing.
They haven't seen it, so it's hard to talk about when they haven't seen it.
Yeah. But, I mean, the design, the costume, it's top notch.
It's great. The music, everything about it's great. Yeah. So. And everybody out there, if I like it, then it has to be good, because I mean,
seriously.
Yeah, that's I'm leaning towards watching it now, because Nick doesn't like anything.
Yeah. Who is breathing into the mic?
Sorry, that's me. I have been up since 5 o'clock this morning. It's been a long fucking day.
He's actually asleep. We duned him to sleep.
It's just the AI me pretending to be awake.
Jackie started to ask, I think, me a question, or somebody a question.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Okay.
Oh, did you go to the Alamo?
I did. I sent you a picture saying, "Here's."
I know. What the hell were you doing?
I went. I was 2 blocks from it. My hotel is 2 blocks from it.
I don't care. I could be.
I actually. It was disappointing, not in the fact that the way I remembered it. It was disappointing that almost all of it was rented out, so I could only go into the chapel, and that was it. And everybody else, I couldn't even walk around. And then I went down and saw the Spanish missions to the south, which are really great. And then I did the Riverwalk quite a few times, and did the
Riverwalk is. Did you go to that restaurant just under the bridge?
You mean the old morgue? What do you mean?
Well, no, not the morgue.
Under the bridge,
There's actual several underneath the bridge.
Well, you pass on. Well, I guess
Red Hot Chili Peppers were there.
Sometimes I feel like my only friend.
It's Texas, so there's steaks
shakes everywhere. There's steaks everywhere. But I had a little bit of everything. I had seafood. I had Mexican. I had Spanish Mexican. I had steaks for sure.
Is he really falling asleep, or is this
have a pork chop?
They have Jack in the Box there too.
I'm trying to get my AirPods to work.
Do you call it San Antonio or San Antone?
San Antonio. We've discussed this several times. I know. Jack.
It's San Antone. I will always call it San Antonio.
No, the restaurant that Bubba Gup Shrimp is in used to be the old hospital in San Antonio, and people go into not Joe's Crab Shack. When they go into Bubba Gump, you're actually eating in the morgue of the old hospital.
Well, you got to eat. Well, the food's probably cheap, right?
Yeah, most Bubba Gump is pretty cheap. Yeah,
flesh.
think about it. Actually, my favorite place that I went, I don't know the name of it, but it is right there on the Riverwalk, and it's an oyster and cigar bar. And that was
I'm a big fan of oysters, so I've never had one.
You never had an oyster?
No, because let's be honest, they're shitting in themselves, right? So you're basically eating oyster shit, right? They're in those little.
What?
The water, man. The water cleans it away.
I can't eat it because it looks gross to me. Are they good?
They're amazing.
Yeah. There's several different ways to have them too, Jack. You don't have to just have them raw.
Yeah, you should eat them raw.
I eat them raw, but like the best way I've ever had them is down in New Orleans. They just barely
the milkshake.
They barely open them up, and then they put like cheese and
they get
butter
stuck in
and
the
all
straw.
kinds of stuff inside of them, and then
they put cheese and what in them?
Yeah, they put like cheese and butter and all kinds of stuff inside the oyster shell.
Oh, that does sound good.
Close it back up, and then they put it on an open flame grill, and then they kind of like cook within the shells. And then when
I got to New Orleans because that sounds good.
Cook it.
All right, you know what?
But I mean, like Chris said, to get them original, just get them raw with a cracker and some Tabasco or whatever. It's awesome.
Start slow.
They look gross.
If you go to the grocery store, Jack, you get a bag of little neck clams from the fishmonger or the fish market, wherever you have. You get them in a bag. You probably get like a dozen for $8 to $10, and you just throw those on the grill.
They got to be little necks.
Just as is, little necks. And you throw them on the grill, and as they cook, they will open up. And then when they open up, they're good to eat.
Are they alive when you're cooking?
No. Yeah, actually. But
so
who fucking cares?
I'm killing the clams.
Yeah,
dude. I'm killing a living
dude,
being.
you like pork chops.
Yeah, you killed an animal there too.
Like
that's
chop.
A pig.
Chop is in the name. Like,
but I'm not killing it.
Whatever. Who cares?
So you didn't get it, right, Nick? You didn't order it?
Didn't order what? A pork chop? No. Why would I go to Ruth Chris and order a pork chop?
Only psychotics do that shit.
It's on the menu, but there's nothing in my brain or heart or soul.
Milk. Milk is on the menu of the restaurant that I went to tonight. I didn't order a glass of fucking milk.
Because it's not the best thing on the menu. Nick, you blew it.
Oh, that's really great.
Have I ever lied to you, Nick?
Probably.
Okay, but have I ever lied to you about a pork chop? No. I said you should have ordered the pork chop. My God. Jesus Christ.
Ruth's Chris Pork House.
Why was it on? If you ask any waiter, they will tell you it's the best thing. Did you ask the waiter?
The best steak?
Waitress?
She kind of laughed like a horse, so I didn't really take her opinion seriously.
So she's serving horse meat. But if you said, what's the best thing on the menu? Is the pork chop the best thing on the menu? They will tell you yes.
No.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. How many times have you been to Ruth Chris?
3 times, actually.
3 times? Okay.
And I think I actually would state that I think Ruth's Chris is a very overrated steakhouse.
Depends on who's running the franchise. Because I agree with you, Chris. Because the one in Memphis, for example, is utter shit, but the one in Nashville is excellent.
The service you I'm wearing Sherry. They don't scream for too long. They scream?
They don't scream.
Yeah, the clams when you put them in, they're like,
nice.
Or maybe it goes like that. Maybe it's a hat. I was trying to figure out where does a clam have a neck?
It's a Lincoln clam.
It's inside.
See, Nick's there shooting them.
Or maybe it goes like this.
I had some unbelievable oysters up in Maine last weekend or 2 weeks ago, and they were so good. The ones my new favorite oysters for any oyster heads out there are from
I tend to think
we're like this, Nick.
Yeah, I kind of
New Haven.
I tend to think Atlantic oysters are way better than Pacific oysters.
Dude, you don't eat Pacific oysters. That's gross.
I'm just saying.
Like rock lobsters too. Stay the fuck away from those things. You want Atlantic oysters, Northeast if you can.
What if you're in California?
You get them imported. No, I'm not joking.
I'm not lying to you.
I'm being real serious.
I don't know. I don't eat them.
Like Pacific oysters are absolutely just terrible. And I had a lobster, a Pacific lobster. It was disgusting.
I didn't even know they even had Pacific lobsters.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was gross.
They have lobsters. People catch lobsters all the time in San
Francisco. This ain't Bubba Gump, I bet they got shrimp all in these waters.
So Sherry was just kidding about them screaming. Okay, all right.
No, because like the only place you can
Lobster
even get
stream.
the only place you can even get shrimp or crab or anything
I know,
is out of Alaska. Like you don't have it, around because you like he's right. Like you have the rock.
My next door
clams
neighbor's
in
dad
Oregon
used to
and
go
stuff.
when I was a kid. He'd go out lobster. He would set lobster traps out and come home with lobster all the time.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your mercury-infested waters from Japan.
It's mainly from Mexico because every time the sewage from Mexico comes flowing into the ocean in San Diego.
Well, that's why the lobsters aren't good.
Well, it's a little shitty, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No, I can't believe you went there, Nick. It didn't say, "Hey, can I have the?" I'm really disappointed in you.
I don't know. Why would I? Okay,
I'm not. We're no longer friends.
Any steakhouse, okay, where the company is paying for it. Why would I get like a $30 pork chop?
Why don't you order?
Like
it's
a
like
$70 cowboy ribeye?
It's $40 pork chop. Yeah. You ordered both.
You ordered both, yeah, right.
What'd you get?
I got the big fillet with the butter on top. Then I got that's what I got for me. And then we always, because we're always with the
regular butter or garlic
we always
butter?
get like a shit ton of all the appetizers. So I had like all appetizer sides. We get everything. So like you can kind of pass around, just get a little bit of everything. So it's
Nobody got the pork chop.
No one got the pork chop, Jack. Sorry.
I think the people have spoken. Speaking of the people having
people
spoken,
don't know what they're talking about. I'm done.
Wait, do you have some results, Matt?
I have some results.
Yeah, my colonoscopy, it was all good, guys.
Hey, good job.
You had to wait a while for that. Like I knew.
They told me. They told me.
I have to have another one here soon. God, Jesus Christ! They just like violating me. I don't know what it is.
Because you got a lot of pork back there.
I know. Chris was trying to go for the. Result. I don't have the results.
I'm going for let's move this fucking shit along.
But before we go on, I finally watched Napoleon. Cindy and I watched Napoleon the other night. I know you watched it, Nick. Napoleon.
I did not like Napoleon.
I thought it was okay.
It's just okay. Yeah.
It got a little weird in the middle part.
With Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't blame Joaquin one bit.
Some people had a British accent. He had an American accent. I don't know what was going on.
No, I think it's one of those movies that if Ridley would have just made it into a series or something, it could have been a lot better. And they should have picked one aspect of the movie or his life. Either make it completely about the military aspect of his military genius, or make it about his love interest with his wife.
Or when he went back to San Dimas and fell in love with the water slides. That's the better Napoleon.
Exactly. Yeah. He did not come back at any point and say, I'm a little pig or whatever.
Right.
Without Napoleon, we don't have the great hit from ABBA.
Exactly.
Waterloo. We watched it Saturday too, John the Retired Guy.
Yeah, it's good. I forget when I remember.
It's good. It's good, but it's not great.
It's not great. It's not something I'm gonna watch again, probably.
And he was such a good general in the beginning, and then at Waterloo, he just. I mean, I remember his.
Well, you felt sorry for all those poor guys just
died.
Okay,
the results are in.
The guy. The guy that was his second in charge. He's like, look at it. Really? This is what you want to do? We're all gonna die.
What you got, Matt?
All right, coming in at fourth place, we have Dwayne Allman with 3 votes.
I told
Allman 4%.
Since when does Matt read the results?
Because I did the homework.
Oh,
Ooh. Wow! Because I think Nick's upset, but Nick didn't. Normally, Nick, I'd back you up, but you didn't get the pork chop.
I didn't mean for it to come off that way. That was just. This spring break teacher.
Fuck you, Nick.
Okay.
That's what Matt's saying.
You came in 4th place, dude.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay. Coming in at 3rd place is David Gilmour with 12 votes and 16%.
Okay.
Total. That meant number 2 was Eddie Van Halen.
How does Eddie Van Halen
with 18 votes, 25%. And with a whopping 54% of the entire voting demographic.
Jim.
It's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Prince.
Oh,
39 votes.
That's
So
okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Nick is first.
That's 2 in a row.
Second, Jack
Thank you.
third.
Thank you, people, for putting
and
me.
Matt with the J pick third.
Oh,
All
come
right.
on.
Nick, who is your singer going to be?
Who's going to go against Prince?
Oh, I mean, I'm going to go with the J pick.
What is the J pick?
I'm gonna go with Freddie.
Fuck.
That's Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, for sure. He was.
I mean, the thing is, I'm such a harmony junkie. I wish I could pick like 3 guys or 4 guys to, but like, if I'm picking one front man,
This was your versus. You could have done anything you wanted.
Yeah, I know.
But see, I'm angry.
I'm just saying. But we're picking a lead singer, a front man,
lead singer,
someone who can be in a band, and so I'm picking Freddie.
Can't go wrong
the
with
vocal
Freddie
range. I mean, nobody can blame you. I mean, it's
exactly.
just his.
It's a J pick, but
no, he was on my list for sure.
Was he?
I am going to go with my second pick. I'm not going to win, but I'm going to go a completely uncharacteristic direction. I'm going to go with Stevie Nicks.
Ooh,
yes. You present day Stevie Nicks?
No. I did see her this past summer though, and she was
Freddie Mercury. Then
hey, he'll be dead.
He's been decomposing music, so like
where are we going with that?
I was gonna say I thought
music. Get it? Decomposing mode.
Yeah. Oh, I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
There definitely was a 90s musician I thought about, but I was like, But go ahead. Who's next? It'll be Jack.
It is I. And people are thinking, oh, I know who Jack's going with.
Right.
It's obvious. I thought about going with Ann Wilson, mainly because she's a great singer. I've seen her in concert a few times. And she was born in San Diego.
Oh, that's would be
drink.
She was born in San Diego.
Drink again.
And Cameron Crowe was married to his wife. I mean, to her sister, who was Cameron Crowe of San Diego.
Fucking keep drinking.
Drink again.
But I would have chose her if someone had picked Steve Perry.
Oh,
I gotta go with Steve.
Okay.
Perry.
We all knew you were gonna go with Steve Perry.
There's two people. You watch those like American Idol, and when people do,
you do have a very killer
Freddie Mercury.
I
I cringe because you can't do those guys. Their voices are they're perfect.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the dude who's covering Steve Perry right now is pretty great. He's the guy who's in Foreigner.
He's okay.
He's amazing.
I've seen him in concert a few times. He's good. He's no Steve Perry. But yeah, Steve Perry, he's one of those guys that sounds great in concert and great. Well, no.
What just happened?
Nick had a heart attack. He's choking on a steak.
Okay. There was like some digital like echoing kind of thing.
Because can any of us sing, even come close to singing like Steve Perry? No.
I can't come close to singing like any of the people we mentioned.
I mean, I think much of my picks have been trying to craft a certain sound, and going with some of my favorite musicians.
The number 1 overall pick.
You've gone with your favorite musicians.
I always go with my favorite picks. I don't care who's gonna win.
He's gonna go with Prince again.
You can't clone a person.
Well, I'm going by the artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh, well done.
Will be.
I would allow it.
If only.
What?
You would allow that? You would allow me to go with that?
Yeah. If you said the artist formerly known as, I would be like, yeah, that's valid.
There's so many great singers. I mean, we've barely.
But he's not he's not the best singer.
The surface of like really great singers.
Great, man, of course, great.
But is this about great singers, or is this about putting together a band of musicians that we love? So I have to go with my heart. And it's somebody who, by the way,
Perry Como
sang a duet under Jack's terms.
Kenny Loggins
with Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
I'm going to go with David Bowie. So
know how that one's going to work out. All
I
right.
don't care.
That's your worst pick of the whole round, of the whole thing.
Yeah, David Bowie's. I don't think he's that great.
Okay, well, it's my pick, and
he's only good when he's doing a duet.
I'll get it. I would love to see David Bowie, Prince, and Paul McCartney all together as a band.
Robert Plant,
Superman. But I think my band's pretty good.
You know, it's funny. Like when I go with the Bowie, like most people think of him as the nasally singer, the from Ziggy Stardust and all that. But one of my favorite vocals of his is actually Sweet Thing off of Diamond Dogs. I like when he goes into the and isn't it me putting pain. It's just a different way he.
No, Diamond Dogs is great. So Young Americans is one of my favorite albums.
Young Americans.
So. And
you know what, John? Dwayne Allman is still one of the best guitarists of all time. I don't want to hear it.
People didn't think so.
Again, if you look at Jack's picks, if you look at Chris's picks, if you look at Nick's picks, I think we've all been picking people that we. Well, maybe not Nick's this week. You did go for the J pick.
I went with the J pick. I thought about I actually thought about going with Chris Cornell. Actually,
Cornell would be a great.
But you can't go wrong with Freddie Mercury. I mean,
I would have Freddie Mercury. It was kind of Freddie Mercury, David Bowie, and
like Freddie Mercury was like biologically superior singer. Like he actually has like his actual face, no, I'm not even joking. Like his jaw and the way that his mouth is formed, and he had an extra row of teeth. It actually changed the way his vocal cords worked that almost no one can replicate.
So it's like Barbara Streisand and her nose.
Well,
or what's his name from Rush?
Oh, Geddy Lee.
He didn't want that to change.
Take off to the great white north.
Right.
And thing there's a lot of songs of Freddie that a lot of people, if you only have the greatest hits, of Queen, there's so many other great songs that he's that I always think of
Night at the Opera is one of my favorites.
But. There's not a bad song on Night at the Opera.
In the year 39, it's just every time.
Yeah.
So
my favorite song is Bicycle.
I always
ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
That was bad.
Well, again, we can't. Who can do Freddie Mercury? Nobody.
I'm not a fan. I don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
My daughter used to be like, Dad, do you want me to turn down that part where he talks trash about Star Wars? I'm like, yes.
Yes,
I do.
You see that?
Jaws was never my scene.
And I was not a fan of Star Wars.
But then he was on Darth Vader's shoulders.
Yes.
On concerts. So
I was serious about Ann. I wasn't just joking about Ann Wilson. I love it.
I've seen those videos.
Her their version of Stairway to Heaven is better than the original.
It's very good. I wish that Hart would have had more hits or more really good songs. Their first record is very good, and then they have Barracuda, which is on the next record, and then their hits from the '80s were written by other people, and I wish that they had more longevity, because they definitely deserve it. They were a solid band,
Well, I felt bad for Ann Wilson during MTV era because they always showed her sister.
Right. Well, Nancy
said, no, we want to show the pretty one. I'm like,
yikes!
Wow, that's harsh.
It's like a Wilson Phillips or
Wilson Phillips, yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, let's show the skinny one.
Yeah. It's that's.
So speaking of music, I found out the other day, and I didn't realize this, that for the last 8 years, a buddy of mine from high school, he's been in fucking he's in Kings of Leon.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
Really?
So yeah, 100%. So I actually have two friends of mine that I grew up, or one I grew up with and one I went to high school with, who are now who are super mega famous in bands and whatnot. But this kid I went to high school with, Tim. He's been traveling with the Kings of Leon for the last 7 years. I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah, and because I noticed he posted something on Instagram the other night. He's like, "Hey, I was on Jimmy Fallon tonight." It's a picture of him on stage.
Wow.
with Kings of Leon. I'm like, wait a minute. And I sure as shit, I Googled it. I went to Kings of Leon's Wikipedia page, and he's been in the band since 2016. I'm like, what the fuck? I remember he was in a band a long time ago, and one of the first Comic-Cons I went to, he was touring with his band, and he was opening for Kings of Leon back in like 2007 or 8.
So that's
so they made like a connection, and he's been actually their guitarist and percussionist for like the last 7 years.
Yeah, so he's a scab. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, good for him, right?
I know.
Yeah, that's a sweet paycheck. But yeah, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
It's all about the dollars. It's all about the penny.
And you're calling to music too.
I'm disgruntled. Hey, this is our new listener, Nick.
Oh, okay. I was about to give him shit for just now showing up. Okay.
New listener. We don't know if she's it's
a he or she, they or them. We have no idea.
Because I said
I think they're just an entity that is disgruntled.
It's AI
as much as
it probably is.
It's Skynet. It's Skynet.
It's the guy from Orville. The Orville. What's the AI on Orville?
Oh, what is his name?
I'm
blanking on it.
Fred? No. Isaac,
yeah. Just like the Love Boat.
Yeah. Speaking of the other TV show we did not bring up yet, Jack, I was very happily surprised at the end of last week or week for last when I was right.
Yeah, and that was like, in fact, that if you listen, that's another right I gave you because I even have it written here. Nick the Bastard is right because you're right about the whole what happens in Master of the Air.
Master of the Air. Yeah.
I go, God damn, he's right again.
Well, I'm glad I'm not spoiled.
Just need a Colonel Clink.
I will get.
I like it. It's really, really good. And the funny thing is, like Band of Brothers, the episodes, they're like 45, 50 minutes long, but it's like, wow, it's over already.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's only 8 episodes though, not 10 like the other two shows.
It's not. So it's only 10, 8. So
8. I'm not sure. I hope it's 10.
I hope it's 10 because this will be the last week.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. I'm hoping it's. 10.
Last episode tomorrow.
I'm hoping it's 10. Okay, but yeah, I still wish they had another opener. Like I wish
the fan favorite would like to take over podcasting this show. That would be great. Just take the burden off Jack.
Oh, did he say someone else was a fan favorite?
No, it's disgruntled. John Tiger says disgruntled. Yeah. Nick is actually the fan favorite.
We get it.
Everyone knows.
I don't care.
Everyone knows Matt's the fan favorite.
I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, we would like for Chris to be the fan favorite at least once because he is dead and he's just floating around. So
it is his weekend.
I don't think Chris could ever be fan. He's too angry all the time.
I'm not angry.
Well,
he's got that Boston chip on his shoulder.
You did just tell anyone who eats West Coast oysters to go fuck themselves.
Or have diphtheria, one or the other. Like, don't do it.
Passionate man.
Does he sound angry? I'm just saying.
I'm not an angry guy. I'm just very passionate. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
That's right.
That's what we call it now. Yeah.
Like you can't tell me as someone from New England.
Was passionate. He wasn't angry.
You can't tell me as someone from New England. That the West Coast oysters or shellfish are superior.
I'm from New England.
I heard you put mustard on your lobster roll.
Ah!
The inventor.
Whoa! Fake AI tongue.
Yeah, I'm wondering in the future if it'll just take all of these videos of us and then we could just have an AI generated.
I think you could. We've done enough. We've done enough of them where if you fed every episode,
it would just
you have a random Tim in there from time to time.
Well, that looks like my fucking tongue. That's weird.
What looks?
I never captured a video of my tongue.
Clearly, someone's not done porn.
Yeah, exactly. He forgets all the time, and he's watching something. He's going. It's just.
Sherry says there will be 9 episodes of Masters of the Air, so we only have 2.
9. Okay.
They could do 10. They did 10 at Band of Brothers.
And that's the thing. Like that's if they just would have tacked on episode 1, could have been them in training.
Yeah,
perfect.
Fuck you, Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
there I said it. And Steven Spielberg.
And Spielberg.
Fuck off. I'm angry.
Well, all right then.
Should we do another commercial break?
There's supposed to be
pop one in there.
At this time, we're going to do another commercial break.
And I let me look it up. I think it's on the history.
I'm so glad Nick's back to do notes. This is why I love the fan favorite.
It's on
now
Hulu.
We just get someone to do the
because when Nick's not here, then I got to take notes.
I tried to do the one where they were holding Bernie, to hold a banana. I just couldn't get it. So I said,
I
go, fuck it.
You reach for great.
You reach for
great.
I went for the easy. I went for the easy way out. I went for the J thumbnail.
The Dirty Dancing last week, Nick,
was awesome.
Oh yeah, oh nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did he put the banana in the corner?
No.
Ooh, how did we not say that last week?
Damn it.
Nobody puts banana in the corner.
Nobody puts banana in the corner. So it's on Hulu. It's called The Lost U-Boats of World War II. I think it's actually a History Channel series. But I wrote that down. I figured, Jack, you'd dig it.
I'm going to write that down. Lost U-Boats
of World War II.
World War II. Well, do you really have to add World War II? I mean, I pretty much know
there's U-boats in World War II.
I know, but I'm saying, well, do I have to? I mean, would I?
No, yeah. If you're just searching for it, yeah, you'll find.
Didn't have U-boats in WW1, right? So.
No, they did.
Did they have U-boats in the?
Yeah, the submarine goes back to the Civil War.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, the pedals, Lusitania right? was sunk by a.
They had pedals, right? Yeah. I apologize.
What is happening to Chris? He's
sorry.
AI.
I was looking for something.
Oh, well, you're looking down, so.
It's not working.
Is it there since you're just floating? Did it disappear? Is it literally Marty McFlying?
Show us the sandworm topper.
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Oh,
I haven't actually seen Dune. I went to the theater to get some popcorn. I don't know.
You imagine, because there's been people that have literally walked into the theater. I just can't keep with the popcorn bucket.
Dude, they're selling them on eBay for $100.
You're fucking kidding me.
No,
that's nuts.
It is going to be a collector's item. It is. I mean, it's just because it's so stupid. That it's so stupid that it's a good markeing thing.
But, I was going to say it's a marketing tool.
Yeah,
we should do something like that, like a banana popcorn thing.
Well, I mean.
What about a banana?
You could take a banana for use something.
Banana Dune.
It's like a little.
He's gotta squeeze it.
Yeah, or on the top of the banana
with my AI hands,
or down below.
This is like 8 straight weeks of the banana theme we got going here.
But hey, it's all you, man. This is.
How did we go from Richard Grieco to?
We should get a shirt. We should get a shirt that says "We don't give a shit." RCAD. Right?
Sure.
Shit. RCAD.
Yeah, but the eye of the shit has to be a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That's
I like
fun.
it, Nick.
Yeah.
Nice job, Nick.
That's what we missed last week. Is Nick's great little input.
That's why I have my one fan.
There's always money in the banana.
Banana stand.
Banana stand.
So I'm building a PC.
Really?
Yeah.
There's people that will do that for you.
Oh, I know, but I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm building a gaming rig.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was actually kind of fun. I got a little obsessed with the whole process of like. Will
you get fired?
No. Whatever. I'm actually going to sell my Mac because I'm not going to have a need for it. But yeah, so I've kind of had some fun going through and like picking out the individual parts from different places and kind of sourcing everything. And once I have a few spare hours, I'm actually going to put it together. So I'm excited.
John, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
John, the retired guy, says we want to vote off the banana.
Can we vote off listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say maybe the banana gives the
send us your ideas, as long as you're not a retired guy.
You know what? I mean, I'll bust John's balls, but he's here every single week.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe we can have the banana do the State of the Union next week.
Okay.
What do you think?
I have to call. I'm gonna call a Breaking Bad callback here. Because I was just recently watching it. So he has this bum hot water heater, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call bullshit because there's one scene where Skylar's got the full bathtub. She had already complained about the water here. I'm like, how is she taking this bath?
Yeah, and he digs the hole.
Skylar is just not. Come on.
She's not right in the head.
I had forgotten what happens with her in 10.
Her and her sister both are just nuts.
Yeah. I like Marie on Life in Pieces, which is I think it's on Hulu.
I wish Marie would have seen that up in pieces.
Anyway, I just recently, you're supposed to, let your hot water heater out like every 6 months.
Oh, really? Like drain out?
Drain it out.
I used to do it religiously. Now it's been like 3 years since I've done it.
Yeah, I didn't, and we were having some intermittent issues, and I'm like, this hot water heater is not that old, and so just did the due diligence and drained it, and works great again. So.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I keep every time I pass the water, I go, I gotta drain this thing.
I mean, the thing is it takes a while because you gotta for it to all drain out, and then flush it a little bit. Because
have y'all got y'all's prostate checked lately? Because that might be a reason.
It's basically the prostate of your household.
Yeah,
and you don't want that shit to get out.
I invested in getting the tankless on-demand water heater a few years back.
It's a tankless job.
It really is.
That's kind of what mine went from 120 gallon or whatever it was a huge hot water heater to mine now it's like 30, and it just runs straight through the boiler. It's
just, did you notice a dip in your price then for it or no?
Yeah, I mean, well, the jury's still out, but yeah, like it's the 30 there is just for immediate, like you need it like right then, but like it
I need my hot water now.
It's pretty cool because that's the privilege of having a boiler system is that the pipes just run circular throughout the house, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I want to get.
Sounds like you're in a spaceship.
I mean, the tankless one is like, I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I could take an hour-long shower and never lose hot water. It's awesome. The only downside is that if you're going to wash your hands, it takes it takes like about 40 seconds for it to warm up to get to the sink.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why the 30 for mine is just for those I need to wash my hands right now. And then,
yeah. But that's good.
But
no, that's what my wife would like to go to, but it's working. So but there for a while, you have that freak out moment. You're like, oh, I just fucked it. This is now.
I mean, Massachusetts has like these crazy incentives where like if you are doing like these like energy efficient upgrades. So like I got like an energy efficient like furnace and hot water heater, and I get to get 0% interest for like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like free money,
Yeah.
Speaking of utilities, I was very excited when I pulled back into the house to see nice dashed lines all over the road going into my neighborhood because they're going to be very
Fios!
Putting in the fiber.
Yes.
Oh, nice. I can't handle Nick with good internet.
I mean, your internet's been working flawless tonight.
Well, it's been working good for the last 6 months because I put the router in here. So
all right.
Okay.
It looks like a guitar, but that's
Well, yeah, that's that. Yeah,
that router looks like a guitar.
They're fancy now. Yeah.
Oh, is it in your diplomas that are on the side of your
diplomas?
Yeah.
The one back
are those real or fake?
Oh, they're real. Actually, did I ever tell you my mom threw away one of mine? So
I never got
really.
Yeah. So I've had these two for years. These were the first two I got. And then I had the third one just in the tube and just left it in the tube. Oh. And my mom even though she's a hoarder for her shit, anything that's my shit gets thrown out. So she saw that I had 3 tubes sitting in a corner somewhere in the house, and she went, "Oh, well, he doesn't need 3." So she threw away 2 of them and kept one, and one of them that she threw away had my third diploma in it.
So was the one she kept a poster or something?
It was just the tube that the diploma.
You just kept the tube.
She just kept the tube, yeah. But she's like, he doesn't need 3 tubes. I'll just throw away 2 of them.
That was such a subtle flex of having 3 diplomas.
Well, I wasn't trying to.
Oh, he's got 4, you fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, do the math. There's 2 here and 1 behind me here. There's 3 that I have that are.
I don't know. I stopped listening to your story about 40 seconds ago, but like, I was.
Chris is the angry one. I'm
no. I was just developing my joke about you being a nerd with 3.
Yeah. Save some
4. Jesus Christ. Yeah, seriously, save some vagina for the rest of us. God.
Why do you hate trees with all the diplomas?
You know how many times I've gone to a bar and flexed that one for some. Yeah. Hey, baby.
Yeah, you know what, baby? I got 4 diplomas.
My mom threw away my tubes.
First she had her hands on my tube, but then she threw it away.
My tube's just tied.
Let me say about this. My mother took my diploma.
Can you believe my mother did that?
Where she was
That's what
wearing
he
this
whispers
scary
in her ear.
mask.
Yeah, I'm just already saying that.
Nick, no, it's only when
And I hate
Nick's
almost
sealing
every
the deal
movie.
that he's like, "Hey, could you
put
put this
on?
mask on?" It just
Look,
just
we can go
reminds me
all
of my
night,
mom.
but I'm not gonna finish until you put the mask on.
Mask on.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So that's the episode title. I could go all night. She got away with that. Or I don't know. Whatever you said.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have my Doom popcorn though.
Wait, Sherry says, Nick, you can contact the
That's
institution.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. I could just give him the print.
Nick should be
but
institutionalized. See.
yeah, it's just it's not that important to me really because
The other three look great.
I'm disgruntled. I'm
When you
disgruntled.
get 3, you just are like,
I'm
what
disgruntled.
is this
Ask
next
Oh.
one?
why does mom wear a mask?
Oh,
so yeah, so that's an
Newcomer.
old it's an old. You'd have to go back 7 years to get that inside joke.
so go do
Somewhere.
it now. Go back, 700 episodes ago.
We'll wait.
Yeah, we're right here.
We'll
what are
wait till
here
you
for?
find that one. It's like
Yeah.
the beginning, I think, isn't it?
it's it's back in the
Yeah.
Married Man days.
Yeah, we find out in the beginning that
So,
your mom,
so go ahead
basically
and
your
just
mom used to
share
scare
with
you
us.
with a mask,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
so for I am disgruntled. Yes,
I'm not doing that. Well, some fan you are.
My
That's what she said.
my parents had this old Halloween mask that was a very good old man mask, and it was just like bearded, and it was just weird.
No, I'm not doing that.
And I'm not doing that. Yeah. But basically, I had a bunk bed for most of my childhood, and I, like all kids, you want to sleep on the top bunk because that's the cool one.
Because you like to
And-
be on top.
With no other sibling to take up the other bunk. I'm gonna do another secret knock, imaginary friend. Knock
So,
back if you love me. But no knock would come for Nick that night. And his sister just laughed in the other room. That's Nick knocking again. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah.
Finish your story.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm summarizing, but yeah, she would often, when you have the kid bunk bed, you always have a wood rail so the kid doesn't roll off the bed.
Yeah.
But I would sleep right against that rail, and my mom, but she, she's just being a funny parent. But she would put the mask on, and then she would run her nails down the side of the rail, and then so you'd lift up your head as a kid to kind of like, what the hell is that noise? And then you just have the old man mask right in your face. You're just like, oh yeah, and yeah, it's not a core memory or anything.
It's not like I have trauma.
Yeah, no
associated
trauma.
with it.
Do you ever have any flashbacks when you're sleeping? Well, I'm
Not
assuming
of
you don't.
that.
I'm assuming you don't have
No.
bunk beds now.
No, my nephew actually has
He
that
kept us-
same bunk bed. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, it got
It's
passed
that-
out.
Oh, the
that's-
same one.
the exact same. And if you look at the rail, like a lot of kids, there's a bunch of stickers in the
Mhm.
inside of the rail, and they're all from the 80s. There's all
That's
these old-
awesome.
Old stickers.
that's
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the story of you being freaked out by your mom, right?
So John says we should just go through our greatest hits and tell the sledding in jeans as well as the beating up of the old man stories to catch people up.
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
So
I'm
one
not-
time,
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna
Comes
take a
back
book
to
and a
Angry Chris.
disgruntled book. I'm not doing that.
I'm not, and they were quick to say it too. I'm not doing that. I'm
Nope.
not doing.
I'm not doing that.
I guess if your name is I am disgruntled, I guess you would be kind of not
Mm.
really cooperative. That's the word
So
I'm looking for.
Nick, you spent most of your life, adult life, trying to get these degrees to prove that this monster didn't exist. It was like a Batman trauma kind of related thing. It was just
very,
like,
very much.
yeah, it's like I have to outwit this person. That's the only way I can be safe is if I'm smarter than that crazy son of a bitch.
Oh my god!
I
Well,
do like I
Go
do
ahead.
like seeing those little memes of parents that have really dark sense of humor like I do, and it's like you're tucking your little kid into bed at night and then they go like, "Mommy, can I have the nightlight on?" And then the mommy's like, and leave the monsters a beacon. to where you're at. You know, like. And then I saw another good one though, where like a kid goes, "Hey, Daddy, can you look at the idiot under the bed?" And then there's a mirror underneath the bed.
That's awesome. I like want my son to do that. That's fantastic.
That is great. I would have done because I got my ass kicked, but I mean, I know as a kid we all looked in I couldn't sleep with my closet door open.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I would see things in the closet. I'd be like, oh shit, there's something in my closet.
Right.
Well, I had this reoccurring nightmare as a child that there was this figure that would be kind of in my bedroom window at night, and it would kind of say things to me, and I couldn't understand the language of what it was saying, but I understood the meaning, and I was kind of like,
"That's a demon."
Yeah, well, it was a leprechaun. It was kind of like
in my head, I'm like he's speaking like some like Slytherin tongue, you know. But no, it's find me pot of gold, will you, Matt? Before you go to sleep, please go find me pots of gold.
Fine,
he's just a drunken Irishman.
You know.
And pour me some whiskey while you're over there.
It was a lot spookier than that, but okay, fine. You know,
no, finish it.
There's not much more to it other than being paralyzed in my bed and this thing talking to me, and I couldn't. It was like meaning, but the words were like gibberish. It was like and they sat in my window, and I would have this dream over and over again until somewhere around 13 or whatever I stopped having. Yeah, it went away.
I know when I was young, there was someone was like pulling on our windows, and you could see the flashlight going around the house. They go through the gate, come around, you can see the backyard, and then they're pulling on the sliding glass door. You know, boom, boom, boom. So I go to my dad. Hey, someone's breaking in the house. He goes, "Just go back to sleep. They'll go away." I go, and nobody believed me. The next day,
was this in San Diego?
Yeah, it was in San Diego. One of the back, the gate was open.
Oh,
and so you know what they said? You left it open. So no. To this day, no one ever believed me. But
you learned your lesson, though. You're still talking about it today.
Yeah. I make sure everything's locked.
Right. You know what they call that? Good parenting.
Good parenting. Yes. I try.
No, I'm talking about your parents.
Oh, my parents. My parents. Jesus. Anyway, I get mad at my kids because they don't put, like I always said, get a hockey stick or a broomstick, put it in the sliding glass door.
That you could have just ended it. I get mad at my kids and didn't need to follow up.
Well, to this day, they just look at me like, "Why do you have all these locks?" I go, "So people can't get into the house."
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have an alarm. I don't.
Ours has like an extra safety stop. Next to it. So it's a pin that goes in and it locks it in place.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
It just stops the door dead. Yeah.
Yeah, like just right next to it is kind of its own little stopper, and you kind of push that down. So
that's cool.
Because sliding glass doors are the easiest to break into.
Allegedly. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, this one's
allegedly.
Yeah, that's how the one time my parents' house got broke into. They went downstairs where the big sliding glass door was, and those things ain't cheap to fix either. They're the big ass pieces of glass.
Disgruntled asks, is crime a problem where you live? They break into a lot of cars that are left outside because people leave their doors unlocked.
He also has a very narrow street, and people like to park right next to his.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
No, Jesus doesn't drive.
Today,
Jesus
next door neighbor
everywhere.
They moved my trash can so they could park in front of my house.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like going, what the fuck?
It's a public street.
It's a public street, but technically,
yeah.
I mean, they're just going there to get drugs, allegedly.
You live next to drug dealers?
Maybe. I mean, there's people coming there all hours. I mean, they have jobs.
I've noticed your back.
By the end of
my what?
I noticed your back doesn't hurt a lot lately.
Oh no, it's killing me. But I was drinking tonight, so
okay.
I can push through it. But no, anyway, yeah, move my trash can. I was like, that pisses me off. Anyway.
Sorry.
You don't touch another man's trash can.
No, you don't.
Unless you're bringing it in for them.
Yeah, exactly. And they've done it before. I mean, we're good neighbors. I mean, but it wasn't the neighbor. It was someone stopping by their house. I don't know.
Right.
Well, you know what I forgot about not having lived in the South for a long time is how often you have to change your fucking shirt. Yeah, exactly.
Sweat.
Because like here, you put on your shirt for the day, you're good. But like you walk literally 3 blocks in the South, you're like, fuck, I got to change clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's already getting warm here. I mean, we didn't have a winter.
But people continue to go south.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it was 80.
Cheaper.
It was like 86 in Orlando. It's like it's fucking February. And it's not now, but it was then. And it was not bad in San Antonio. It was highest, I think it was like 81, but it still was hot.
San Antonio.
Of course, I'm sitting there like talking to the Uber, like, man, it's hot. And he's like, well, you should be here when it's 110. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how people live in that shit. But you're right about the South. The humidity just sucks.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
Well, you know what sucks? Ending this show.
Yeah, I hate.
Yeah,
I do.
I think it's a good time because I think we're all tired.
I'm exhausted.
Well, Chris,
I know Chris is. He's
I've been up since 5:30.
Same.
I'm just
nice.
Actually, I don't think I slept last night.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Back.
Back and just old age. Just can't sleep. I told Cindy, I become a napper. I just sleep a couple hours here and then go back to sleep, wake up a couple hours here, wake up. So what happens when you get older? That's all you got. Don't mess with Texas.
It's true.
San Antonio.
All right, guys. On that note, it's great to have Nick back. Fan favorite. Hey, do we have any emails?
We do. We can't read them on air.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, they're from one of those guys.
Was it
okay.
Who's it bashing?
Who wasn't it bashing?
Yeah.
Is the better question.
Okay, well, we'll read that off the air.
Yeah. This is fun. Join us for our bonus podcast where we talk about shit.
And when he means poo.
Yeah.
Come on back for the clam bake.
Yeah, that's very nice. If you'd like to become a patron, go to jayandjack.com, click on Become a Patron, blah, 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 blah. But at this time, we're going to thank 4 patrons who have reached a certain level, and that's...
Who are they, Jack?
Eckhart, Rickner, Glaffelder, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed, the creepy, poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for anyone who sends us an email who just bashes us.
We love it.
That's okay. We
just do this for fun.
Yeah, it's just, if you don't like us, what our motto is, we don't give a shit.
I don't care. Whatever, dude. Like, you do you, boo.
Yeah. There's a few other podcasts on iTunes that you can listen to.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And they're going to be better than us. So,
yeah. Most likely they are.
Yeah, whatever. Just fucking go after it.
All right, guys. Hasta luego. We'll be back next Thursday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, probably.
Next Thursday. We'll be back next Thursday. Hasta luego. And thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat. Hasta luego and goodbye.
See ya.